Hey there, and welcome to this fourth episode of SAS for CSS playlist. In this video, we will be learning about partials and control directives. Partials in SAS help us to break up our style sheet into smaller files without affecting performance. The use of partials allows us to modularize our CSS and to help keep things maintainable. A partial name always starts with an underscore. Let's create a partial with a name of underscore another partial dot scss. Now we can have any kind of style sheet, any kind of styling inside this partial file. For instance, I could give an h2 of font size of 30 pixels, and then I can have another element, let's say footer, and give it a font size of I don't know, 18 pixels, and a color of red. Okay, we have used red a lot. A yellow color will do the job. So now if we save this file, we'll see our main.css still doesn't have those h2 and footer, and this is because we have not imported our partial into our main file, because if you remember, we were watching only our first.css file to our main.css file, and we were not actually referencing anything to another partial file. So we have to give a reference to this file so as to load it into our main.css. To do this, we have to use our @import directive. At the top of the file, we can go and use @import and give the name of the partial. And while importing a partial, it is not required to put an underscore. So I can just simply say another partial. And if I save this file now, you'll see how main.css now have style sheet for h2 and footer. The @import directive is of course also available in CSS. However, there is an important difference. Whenever an import statement is used in CSS, an HTTP request is made to the server, but not in SAS. In SAS, the file is actually combined and made up into a single CSS file. So you are actually serving a single CSS file to the web server and thus not affecting the performance. So now let's move on to control directives. The control directives and expressions are used in SAS to include styles only under certain defined conditions. To understand control directives, let's clean up a little bit. Let's completely remove all of this. There are actually 4 types of control directives: @if, the else, the for, and the while. We will understand all of them one by one. For now, let's focus on if and else. Since directives are mostly an advanced CSS feature, they are mostly used with mixins. So let's create a mixin so that we can apply this style. Mixin controls, and let's say we have a size directive. We have a size variable to be passed to this mixin, and then we have @if size is equals to large, font size is equals to, let us say, 35 pixels, now we can have another if, and for that else if size is equals to small, font size becomes 18 pixels, and except that all other values go for font size 14 pixels. Now to have these values, we just need to include the mixin and then give it a size value, and according to the size value, the font size of the element will be decided. So let's have an element h1 which includes this
control, and let's give it a size of large, and then we have h2 which includes this controls, and give it a value of small, and then we have h3 which includes the controls and have a value of, let's say, anything else counts as anything. Now if you save this file and go to the main.css file, you will see the h1 has a font size of 35 pixels because it calls with a large value, h2 18 pixels, and h3 14 pixels according to the value they pass to the control. Now let's understand the for loop first. The for loop has two variations, the one with the through keyword and the other with the to keyword. We will understand the difference between the two by implementing through first and then to first for the same loop. @for $i from 1 through 5, and let's go inside the loop and say dot a list and hash, and then call the variable here $i. This gives the class a list 1, list 2, list 3 according to the loop's condition. And then we say the width is equals to let's say 2 pixels star the value of I. It makes sense. Now if we save this file and go to our main.css, we'll see it has list 1 2 pixels, list 2 4 pixels, list 3, list 4, and list 5. So the for I from 1 through 5 gives you a loop from 1 to 5 including 1 and 5 both. Now if I replace this through with a 2 and save the file and go to my main.css file, we'll see that 5 is excluded, which means for I from 1 to 5 excludes the 5 while the through includes the 5. Now let us understand the same loop with a while operator, with the while loop. For the while loop, let us first initialize our I to 1 and then make a while loop while $i is less than 6, and our list, let's just copy it. We want the same thing, the same styling to be generated, and we also want that our loop our I increments after every loop. So we say $i is equals to $i plus 1. Now if we save this and go to our main.css file, we'll see we have at the end list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4, list 5 with the same, with 2 pixels, with 4 pixels, with 6 pixels, with 8 pixels, and with 10 pixels. So this is pretty much it for this video. We will learn more things about Sass in the upcoming episodes. And if you have not subscribed our channel yet, please subscribe, hit the bell icon for getting notified of our upcoming videos. And as always, thanks for watching.